actually going to be playing the game right now. It's about Resident Evil. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and yeah, my channel could have Resident Evil on it. It does have a few videos. I don't do a lot about it because there's so much already out there, people doing that it's like I don't really want to compete or try to get into that realm of those videos. Like I said, there's just too much competition for that stuff, and there's just too much already good channels already out there with the Resident Evil stuff on it. So, Resident Evil is, as we know, is 20 years old. It's been around for a long time. So what this is about is Resident Evil 7, came out, and I might be a little late to this and stuff like that, but they showed Chris Redfield, and everyone's like, Chris, that's not Chris Redfield. He looks completely different. His face is different. He's like lost all his muscle mass. This is ridiculous. Not my Chris Redfield. And so we had to wait around for almost an entire year for the DLC to come out, which is not a hero. And we see Chris, he's still a little bit kind of muscular, and he's working for Umbrella, and people are like, how could he work for Umbrella? He fought so hard to defeat Umbrella Corporation, and he worked for STARS and the BSA, and they're all against Umbrella. Well, Umbrella's no longer around. They don't exist anymore. This is Blue Umbrella. All those people got put on trial, they got murdered, whatever, assassinated, killed by our heroes and stuff like that, various reasons and different things. The company's stocks plummeted in the US and worldwide. So Umbrella is no longer around as a company. Tricell bought them, and then Tricell went under, and then you have this new company, the family or whatever, like in Resident Evil 6, where they have all these things with the T virus, G virus, all these other viruses that are included, of course, and stuff. And Wesker's dead, and all that stuff. But this is an Umbrella. They're not around. This is Blue Umbrella. These are guys that are like low-level employees that either had nothing to do with the conspiracy or they had nothing to do with the virus and stuff like that. These are just like average working Joe people that want to make up for the mistakes of Umbrella Corporation. So they use the same name, Umbrella. What they did is they changed the logo to make a blue logo for the game, or for their company. And these are just guys trying to clear up Umbrella. They're purely a mercenary group, cleaning up the past mistakes of Umbrella. These guys are good. And Chris is working with them. He's still with BSAA, they explain, and he's working together, and he still has his hesitant thoughts and doesn't think, he's helping Umbrella, but these aren't the same guys, so he's kind of like, okay, I'll help you guys out and stuff like that. And BSAA is still around. But let's face it, BSAA is not doing a very good job of virus control and stuff like that. So you have this new group, this new group, Resident Evil 7, and they are called the Connections. We don't know anything about them other than they did this thing in Resident Evil 7. There you have it. So we're on Jill right now, so we're going to switch to Chris. Look at Chris. Chris Redfield in the very first Resident Evil is skinny. He worked for the police department STARS in Raccoon City, Special Forces. He's not a veteran. He's like kind of been around for a while, but he's not as muscular as like lean and everything. But he's still, and this is before the incident. Everything happens, This is right before the game. So he can take a lot of damage still. It's like playing on hard mode when you do play as Chris. That's Chris in Resident Evil 1 before the incident. We go to Resident Evil 5, and he's this big, beefy dude. I mean, he's punching boulders at the end. I don't understand why they did that. They punch boulders, whatever. He's strong and stuff like that. And he's a cool guy. And I kind of liked Chris. Except for he's on steroids or whatever. And then we go to Resident Evil 6, and he's still slightly muscular. He's not punching boulders and stuff. But he's a whiny-ass bitch in number 6. Like... Some people go, when they say not my Chris Redfield, or he's not the same Chris Redfield because his facial features are a little different and lost some muscle mass. Maybe he did. He doesn't want working out that much. Look at his progression. He went from a standard cop to BSAA, this big, huge muscle dude, punching boulders for some odd reason. Resident Evil 6, and this whiny-ass bitch. And when I say he's a whiny-ass bitch in 6, it's because he starts whining and crying about his teammates and stuff like that, but he's lost people in the past before, and he's letting people down, and he's like all upset about it. And in this case, it's like, I never really liked Leon. I always liked Chris Redfield. I didn't like Chris Redfield, number 6. He was such a whiny ass bitch. He was like Darth Vader as Anakin Skywalker, like in episode 2 and 3 of Star Wars, like, I hate sand. And like Leon totally wanted to knock him out, knock this guy out. Like, dude, like, grow up, man. We've all lost people and stuff like that in this war against Umbrella, and not even just Umbrella, like other companies that have picked up the viruses and stuff like that, and these organizations, anyways, that are trying to take over the world and destroy it. So I liked Leon at that point, because Leon was being the man. It's like, I wanted him to deck Chris and just lay him out, but they look like they're going to shoot each other in 6. So we have, you know, we have 4 different versions of Chris Redfield in this, let alone, and that's not discounting. I think he's in Code Veronica. So Chris Redfield's in Code Veronica, and he's kind of similar like this. So we have 5 different versions of him. So people are basing him off of one game, Resident Evil 5. That means they haven't played any other games. Like, you cannot base saying that that's not Chris Redfield when I just explained about Blue Umbrella, and there's the evidence there to back it up on there, that Chris Redfield has progressively changed. All the characters have changed. I mean, like, look at Jill Valentine. Like, okay, she's here. She's the rookie on the team. And then in number 3, she's wearing a miniskirt and stuff like that. She's a veteran, and she's trying to survive Raccoon City. And then we see her in Resident Evil 5, and she's this badass programmed machine, whatever, because Wesker put the device on her chest. And she's wearing this cat suit. Rawr. Anyways, so there's that. We'll probably have to discount Resident Evil 6, because I think with Resident Evil 7, we had a reboot with Resident Evil 7. They kind of discounted, I think, Resident Evil 6, because like the whole family thing, and it's not the same family in Resident Evil 7, because it's a secret group. Neo Umbrella. What happened in Neo Umbrella? I don't think Neo Umbrella exists anymore, because in Resident Evil 7, they had this group called the Connections. They didn't solve the Connections, or not Connections, they didn't solve the family or the Neo Umbrella at the end of Resident Evil 6. There's that. I thought Resident Evil 6 probably was going to be... So Resident Evil 6 was interesting, because it kind of like wrapped up everything. And then made a little bit of stuff, like you have Wesker's son, Jake, Sherry's in it, Leon, and all the big major players in there. Not all of them, of course. We're missing Jill and all that stuff, but she was in the last game. So as far as like saying he's not my Chris Redfield, he is. If you look at the movies, he's also slightly different in there. Like, even though the movies are non-canon, like, he's still the same Chris Redfield. He didn't join the bad guys. You know, you have to play all the games to kind of like figure this out and stuff like that. And like, I think like at this point 6 is not part of the universe now, because 7 like rebooted the whole series. And then you have people, of course, now complaining about bring out Resident Evil 2 remake, bring out Resident Evil 2 remake. They're going to bring out this game, right? They want it to be good. So, I mean, we want a good polished game, right? We want a good polished game. On that point, I really want Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I personally love that game. Other than that sidetrack, that'd probably be another video about people keep asking about Resident Evil 2 remake. It's like, it's coming, it's gonna come out there, just relax. You know, they just released 7, the DLC that we've been waiting on forever, you know, and then we finally figured out, you know, that really is the Chris, but some people refuse it's not the Chris. So this is ravens-bloodlust, aka Ravens. If you enjoyed this video and others like it on my channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. I also have a Twitch channel by ravens-bloodlust, same thing. I don't have many Resident Evil videos on here just because there's so many other videos out there. I might do like small segments and stuff like that. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.